So, welcome. I wanted to do a quick video. I did one yesterday. It doesn't really matter because nobody's watching this channel at this point. But I did one yesterday from the doctor's office using my iPhone, which was a really great way to do it. I don't have to stream. I can just record it and then hit upload, and it works like that. And I think it's kind of a cool way to do some of these videos just because I can do them out and about while I'm out in the world thinking of things. And then, of course, I've done a lot of these videos sitting in my bed and just using the camera from the computer and the microphone from the computer. But this is a different setup. And you notice I'm wearing headphones. I don't have to wear them. I can take them off. But if I do wear them, then I can easily monitor what the audio sounds like. And so if it's blowing out or not working, then I can hear that. In this case, it's a pretty simple setup. I have this Rode Podcaster mic that's set up on the stand that you see. Everybody's got them. They're really cheap. A lot of this kind of equipment you can find on Craigslist. You can find it for like nothing. And this particular stand, like somebody was like, it was in a free pile at the place where I live, where people just toss stuff away. So I was like, whoa, that's great. So I got that. And then this microphone, I forgot who I got that from, but it's not the fanciest one, but it's good enough. And it plugs right into the USB connection on my laptop. I did go out and buy the camera, and I bought a Logitech. I saw that it's just a little step up above from the camera that you have on your computer. So, yeah. And it's, you can position it in different areas. So if I want something coming from this angle over here, I can do that without having to see. I'll show you, like, I can just move it. Like, I could be like, hey, look at me. You're just going to view, I know some people like to have that view of them sitting there talking like this. And I might do that. I might put this on a little stand like there, and I can do that. Or I can just set it here on the front of my computer. It's just sitting actually on top where my other one, God, if I had that little stand that I take with me, let's see. I think I do have it here. Let's see. I think I have it right here because I have another in my art studio. I have a little setup so I can podcast from there, which is kind of cool. Oh, here it is. Look, another little cheapy stand that I found. I don't know where. I think it came with like some little stupid. Look at this. I'll show you this so you can see. Like, look, see how it is? It's just a little cheapy stand, and I'm going to hook it to the bottom of this cam. Just going to kind of screw it on there. And then that way, let's see, maybe easier said than done. This way I can kind of just set it up right here and do that angle that I was telling you about. Like that. Look at that. So check it out. Hey, just like all these other professional guys that like to be viewed at the side. And here we are broadcasting at blah, blah, blah radio. Anyway, so I wanted to just kind of share this with you guys. I'm going to be doing stuff from here. So I set this up in my little secondary studio. This is in my apartment where I crash, where I sleep, and where I convalesce quite often. I just wanted to say a few words about kind of where I'm at with my cancer. And that the thing is that overall, I take pain medications, and they seem to work. And I still have pain, of course, every day in my body, in my torso, my trunk, and in my back. So I take pain medication for that. Every 2 weeks, I go for chemotherapy, and I do that, and it's like boring or whatever. Thank God I'm on every 2 week thing, because they had me initially on every week, and I just thought, oh man, this just drives me mad. It's craziness if I had to go once a week. It doesn't seem like a big obligation, but trust me, it was a pain in the butt for me personally, just because I had such a long time of recuperation, which is why they had to set it back because I get my chemotherapy, and then the next day I feel terrible, and I feel terrible for up to 3 or 4 days afterwards. Hopefully, in that time period, I get better, and then I have a week of like kind of being normal, with the exception of taking my pain drugs and my vitamins, and I just take a multivitamin. Um, I still experience a lot of pain in other ways, like this. I started getting this arm pain, and it was just like, I mean, it got so bad that I could barely move this arm, just like in little bits and pieces. And it was like, oh my God, I couldn't shut the door. I couldn't scratch my head. I couldn't, reach across. Even when I do some of this, it hurts. But I had like no use of my arm whatsoever. Literally, if I wanted to scratch my face, I'd have to put my other arm up there and do this to hold it up there because I couldn't do it. Uh, they did some radiation. They told me it was going to hurt. They said, "Hey, there's this flare pain that happens, and it could be crazy." And you know what? They were right, and it was crazy, and it was so bad that it was just encompassing my neck. I have all these damaged discs in my spine from other things, and to be honest with you, I thought that was what was going to be doing me in before I got cancer. So maybe in some ways, cancer is kind of a blessing because uh, I don't know, the fate of your damaged 8 herniated disc in your spine is it's rough. And they don't have that figured out, just like they don't have cancer figured out. So anyway, so I'm going to see a neurologist. I already saw her once. I was supposed to go today. And today was the first appointment that I ever missed. And it was because I had an infusion the day before or yesterday. And when I woke up today, I was a wreck. I mean, I had just lost control of my body, and there was no way I could get in a car and make it to the doctors without having serious problems. So now I got to make up with that doctor and beg for forgiveness because I know that they hate it when you miss appointments. Um, yeah, so I feel bad about that. But I'm hoping that I had this pain. It was getting crazy. They sent me to this neurologist, and then just a week ago, all of a sudden, it started getting better. And when I say better, it's like now I have more movement, like 50% back, which is like the best thing in the world. Like I feel like it was a massive, win, even though that's not much of a win for a lot of people. But for me, it was a lot. So I do realize one thing, and that is that I need to start exercising my torso, my trunk muscles, my to hold myself up, and just like, my body's getting weak, my bones are getting weak. I need to strengthen my muscles so that I can kind of hold myself up, and then I can protect myself so that even though I have the cancer that's beating me down, that um, I don't get problems from something else, like from my bad back, because it can just lead to other things that, reduce my quality of life. Right now, if I had the rest of my life to live it out at this level, just at this level with no more things going bad, just don't give me any more things, I'd be a happy camper. I mean, I've lost a lot of things that I can do in my life, a tremendous amount, but I would still be very happy as to what it is that life offers me. Of course, it's made it difficult to make a living because as an artist, there are a lot of things that I need to do to go out and meet people and make appointments and be present. And if I could travel, that's like huge because going to LA or to New York and doing all these things, it's like you got to show up at your own shows, and um, you got to go out and meet people and talk to them and tell them about what you're doing, and that matters. It's like it's like you're president of your own little universe. So you got to go out there and talk to the people. And it's hard right now. But if I had just this, I'd be really, really happy. So I kind of pray every day that I don't lose any more, that I at least kind of stay where I'm at. And so, in that sense, cancer is not all that bad. I know it sounds stupid, but if you hear any kind of buzzing like that, it's because I have my knee, I have that like restless leg syndrome. So I'm like sometimes bouncing like anyway, that's what, and this mic is such a good mic. It picks up everything. I mean, if I like every noise in here, a pin dropping or whatever is going to come out through this mic. Anyway, so again, if I didn't lose any more things, if no more is taken away from me, I'd be really happy and, yeah, quite satisfied with my life in that sense. Especially the travel part, because, like I have this house down in Texas. I live in California, but I have a house down in Texas that I'd been fixing up, and it's being finished right now. And my family's taking care of it, but I really should be there taking care of it. And even though I give them input and everything, it's like the last time I went down there, I was like there for 2 weeks, just like doing all kinds of work on it and making all these decisions about it. And it's pretty beautiful, but I'm kind of missing out on it. So that kind of sucks. Yeah. So I'm hoping to go back down there and to deal once everything that I planned for the interior is done. I'm going to go back down there and deal with the exterior of it. Pick all the colors, decide what other elements are going to be added to the house to kind of make it look cool, and talk to the people, hire the people that are going to do that and fix the roof, and then boom, away we go. And probably rent it, but maybe sell it. That's kind of, typically I'd be doing, I'd be doing something else. It's because it's a whole business thing that I do with one of my family members, and we love, you know, buying houses and fixing them up. And it's just a lot of fun. And it's something I share with my sibling. And it's probably been one of the best jobs ever. I mean, I'm lucky that I'm an artist and I've been able to work as an artist all my life, but this is a little special thing um, that I can do with my sibling, and it's like, wow, how lucky are we to be able to do this? I don't know any of my other siblings that could work together on anything, so you know how it is with family. Anyway, so I guess my message is keep up the positive attitude and remember it can always get worse. So be grateful for what you got. I'm doing all right. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to keep riding this horse just the way it is and that we're not going to have any problems or anything. But when it does come, we'll just deal with it at that point in time and worry about it then, but not worry about it now. Another thing that I have been kind of preaching all along is this whole idea of not focusing on your cancer, like letting your friends know that that you don't want to just talk about having cancer all the time, because there are some friends that still do that. And I did that from the beginning, and it served me really, really well. I still have a couple friends that's what they want to know. They have this like curiosity of like, well, where are you at? And I don't really know what it is they want to know. Like, it's kind of like they're asking, well, when are you going to die? Or, and because they don't know anything about it, it's like the whole terminal illness idea, but it's really this thing of like, hey, these things happen and you go through this different stuff. And I share a little bit with them, and then I just kind of push it off and try not to worry about it. But the idea is to relay to them the position that you don't want to be their friend with cancer, that you just want to be the friend that you've always been, that friend who's an artist, or that friend who's like a construction worker or whatever, and talk about all this other stuff that's way more interesting than talking about cancer. And just let them know that you focus on your cancer when you're at the doctor's office and when you're at the hospital and when you're in pain. And outside of those three locations, you're dealing with life, and that's where you want to be. You want to be talking about that kind of stuff. And little by little, they get the idea. There'll be a couple, one or two, that will never get it. And they just, that probably means that there's a lot in life that they don't get. Oh, well, it can't be helped. Um, I heard a really funny saying today, and that was that, and this comes to it's about like teaching people things, and it says, don't try to teach a pig how to sing because it doesn't work, and it just makes the pig angry. So, yeah, I don't know exactly how that applies, but it's kind of funny. And I guess it means basically that some things just don't work and it doesn't lead to a good situation. So, anyway, so that's this one. This is another episode of the Pancreatic Cancer Channel. If for whatever reason you become a subscriber and you have a question, send me a question because I'd love to demystify something for somebody who has cancer. Yeah. And be cool. Peace.